that have been there since episode 1.
It's amazing.
Like, you want to talk about a family? That's legit. I mean, people have been married, had children, grandchildren in that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're sharing your lives with a bunch of different artists and collaborators, and so that's a big deal. And to be latecomers to an incredible culture, but still feel welcomed and part of it now, like, I mean, my goodness, I mean, that is a gift you can't even imagine as an actor working in film and TV. Like, forget about it.
You're here.
So thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
How are thou?
I wanted to say I love both of you, but my question is
I love both of you, but that never ends well.
I was just wondering if you try to get that stain out of your shirt, or if you kind of plan on cherishing it forever. I was wondering if you tried to get that stain out of your shirt, or if you plan on cherishing it forever. You know the one from last night?
No one washes Richard Spade out of his shirt. You keep that stuff and cherish it. That shirt is now one of a kind. It's got Richard Spade juice all over it. Thank you though. And thank you for pointing it out in the middle of karaoke last night. It wasn't embarrassing at all. Hopefully stain on your shirt. What? Stain? Oh shit.
Are you going to keep it in case there's a Kenneth Starr investigation? Too soon?
Too soon.
This is your tender times.
You guys are
tender times.
Hold on.
Yeah, it was. Who was at karaoke last night? It was a good one. That was off the chain. You guys were incredible. That was an epic night.
Hi.
My question is kind of a twofer. I kind of have this theory that you guys and Sam and Dean could kind of cooperate more together, and instead of just hunting them flat out, like Catch, you know how they see him as just a monster and that's it. Maybe making like a police society so the good ones can still live, but the monsters can actually die. And if that were all in reality, would you guys actually want to do that as like your jobs?
Be like the judge of those monsters that can live and those that can pass? Sort of like a tribunal?
Kind of, or like the police, like, you know, going out there and finding out who did the crime and kind of like...
How much does it pay? And how are my benefits? do I get... You gotta ask that question in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do I have good benefits? Do I have health care?
Do I get dental?
Would there be magic spells that I could use to heal myself? Would there be angels that could touch my forehead and other parts of my body? Ooh.
Sounds good, yeah.
I thought yesterday's crowd was filthy. You're filthier. You're filthier.
Pander.
Yeah, why not? I mean, seriously, I'd have to look at the benefits and the pay scale, but I think it'd be a fascinating job.
I think, you know, being an actor, you kind of want to do all the jobs in the world. I grew up wanting to be a cop, and I wanted to be an FBI agent, and I wanted to be, yes I did, Lisa, and I wanted to be a fireman, all the cool jobs. Never wanted to be a lawyer, thankfully. But you know, and you kind of, yeah, you get to do all those kind of things as an actor, and it's kind of fun. So
I think that'd be an interesting show, though, too. You know, that would like the Law and Order of monster hunters. Don't go.
It's great,
right? But the monsters in court, but legit court. Like whether they're gonna die or get to pass with humanity.
Like a Men in Black type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the real justice side of it, like the wonky lawyery. I object, Your Honor. This chupacabra has not killed any humans.
You could have and the good monsters could, you know, elevate to positions of power.
That's it.
A judge.
That's
it.
Be
a judge that was a werewolf, or
there could be a monsters' rights movement. Kind of interesting.
That's cool. Did we write that already?
Did they touch on that? Does anyone watch Buffy?
Yeah.
Did they have like a weird, like an interesting theme, monsters' rights, kind of like passing, like, what was the lore where vampires are trying to integrate with society? What?
That was
True Blood. True Blood. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, which it's compelling, right? Like the idea of like, you know, the LGBTQ kind of themed.
Charmed? Huh? Charmed. Oh, is that with like Alyssa Milano?
Yeah.
Brian Krause?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a good dude. You know Brian Krause? Yeah. It's crazy.
Great question, wherever you went.
Good morning.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm better.
You're better.
Yeah.
I'm Adam.
I'm Luna. Nice to meet you. What's a moment you would really want to relive, like outside of the show or in the show?
What's the question?
Like, what's a moment that like you want to relive, like something that brought you like so much joy?
Crossing the finish line.
You know, I was talking about this yesterday, this show I did, Being Erica, and it's about going back into your past and fixing your regrets and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, some shows teach a lot. And what I really learned about that show was that, from that show was that, like, you can't relive a moment. There's no point in trying to relive a moment, bad or good, because, Doctor? It hurts when I do this. Don't do that.
He's going to confirm that the monster is in fact a monster. A full workup and blood.
Go get him, Tiger. Oh, he's taking off his stethoscope.
The forensics.
Oh, he's back. Okay. Trauma! But yeah, you know, and it's not like, oh, remember them and remember how you felt, but you know, don't dwell on a bad moment and don't give yourself too much adulation for a good moment, because just make new ones and try and you know, live for future moments like that make you feel good, I suppose, if that's an answer to your question.
I mean, I think one of the best things at improv, which is my background in acting training in general, if you're really doing it well and really doing it alive, it's called moment-to-moment acting. And if you've done any sort of spiritual research or Zen Buddhism or whatever your jam is, a lot of our anxiety in life is created from worrying about our negative futures too much. So if you've heard that phrase, live in the now, be here, be present, be grateful. I mean, that's one of the cool things that acting actually can teach you in life, is just, you know what, focus on here, right now, do your best moment right now, and then moment to moment to moment to moment to moment, and your life will kind of go where it needs to go. You do it with alacrity and grace.
It's a great question. It's a really great question.
Sort of a spiritual thing, sorry to get heavy there, but you know, we do it all here at Supernatural Family. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Excellent. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question is for the both of you. How do you guys think that Mick and Ketch would have handled the situation with the darkness?
With Dr. Hess?
Darkness. Amara.
Darkness. That's a really good question. I don't know if I know enough of the back lore. I've still been going like backwards in pieces and chunks trying to do my backfill. Do you think the men of letters would know or have had contact with Amar? Yeah, right? Like I feel like I like the fact that they had a relationship with Crowley. I said that in my meet and greet yesterday. I would have loved to, or maybe that was just a cough. A hairball. Crowley fan? What? No, just a hairball, just a hairball.
I think the eyeball.
So I like that. I like that they sort of had deals, but I don't. And I know that Ketch knows about angels. Like he finds them adorable and fun, in a jolly, patronizing way. So I don't know. What's your theory? I think let me turn the question back to you, because I don't know if I know the lore well enough, nor do I know that the B-Mole would necessarily have Amara on their radar. Do you have a fanfic you're trying to plug? You liar! You just gave me a hairball. I don't even know what that means. But he was like a cat, so I just said it.
I don't know how. I feel like they might try to go after her and not even try to get her like side of things, and just go and try to dispose of her.
Yeah. So I mean, if she was on the radar, she would definitely be a target.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think so for sure.
I think that's fair. But yeah, why don't you write it? Pitch it.
Yeah, pitch it. Make sure Mick's in it.
See, that's what I love about the headcanon part of this, you know, family and culture and society as well. I just love the mashups you guys do. It's just amazing. Like, I mean, there's so much fanfic and so much side headcanon potential to be written. It just, that's marvelous, and I adore it, and it fascinates me to no end. So, God bless your creativity and art and all that stuff.
Thanks for shipping.
I was trying to avoid that at all costs. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
So I love you, Adam, but my question's for David.
Okay, that's okay. I was getting tired of talking anyway. Hi.
Hi. So yesterday in your meet and greet, you mentioned something about having a degree in architect, and you used that to design something for one of your family members. I think it was.
Yeah, correct. I've done my degree is in architecture and urban planning. So I have an engineering degree, and I've actually built and designed 2 houses for family.
Right. So I was wondering if there's anything else that you've designed for anyone else in your family, friends. Or...
have that weird chair in your basement.
That's a safe word is eggplant. Eggplant! Yeah, we should change the safe word. Oh dear me. See, this is what happens. I thought it was going to be so spiritual. I was going to be Tony Robbins up here. Live in the now. That was more like a wrestler. It was like, ooh yeah.
I'm not sure people would have gone. I think you would have scared off the crowd.
Can you imagine? Listen, do you want happiness, people?
Oh, no.
You gotta lead a spiritual path. Oh yeah.
You sound like a Baptist minister.
I don't know, yeah, but it's like a weird hybrid of... Who was it? Was Jake this side? Sorry, I digress. What are we talking about? With Macho Man, right? That was Macho Man. I was touched by the spirit of Macho Man in Jacksonville. He came to me on stage and I believed it. Oh, yeah. I'm about to faint. What is happening? Jacksonville, what have you done to me?
Every time I come to the site.
Were we talking about architecture? What happened? What happened?
Eggplant.
Yeah, that's what.
That wasn't mine.
That's what happened. Oh, emojis and your power to bemuse and befuddle.
Oh, Doc's back.
What?
Doc's back.
That's fine. Oh, there he is.
What's the prognosis?
Was it a monster?
It's good. Did she die?
Did he turn his head and cough?
It was a boy.
It was a boy.
Yes.
It was a boy. Was it a Nephilim?
There's no way they would have been able to get it out that quick.
There's no flowing space in
No.
Shall we move on?
You keep throwing up softballs. I'm not taking them anymore. I'm not hitting them. I'm not hitting them anymore. To your point. Oh dear. You know what I'd like to do? Who's into tiny houses? Anyone into the tiny house movement at all? Yeah, awesome. I have this idea that I'd love to do this like tiny house, sort of like a spaceport in the woods in my mountain retreat, where I have the core functions of like a sort of really environmentally sound, like using geothermal and solar and like gray water, black water systems. And then you have these tiny houses that sort of slot in, like one's the master bedroom, one's the kitchen, and one's that. And then if there's a fire or anything, you just have all your safe artifacts and stuff in one and you get out of there. And then you're not so devastated by these natural disasters. So that's a dream of mine, to build this kind of, and then if someone else has a tiny house, they just come into your harbor, like their safe port, like you have a dock. Am I getting real weird here? You're like, no, I think you're like, go back to Randy Savage, dude. Yeah, so I have this dream of like a tiny house, or upgrading the trailer park into kind of a marina, like a mobile marina, where you could plug your tiny house into all these kind of docks and stuff. So I'm drawing it now, maybe someday, who knows? Yeah, so I still dabble as much as I can. So thank you, and sorry for the digressions.
And if anyone needs a cheap house, he'll build it for you.
That's right. Hey, it doesn't have to be cheap. The nice thing about scale, I mean, is you would make it fine quality.
No, I mean, you just won't charge them for the design, because you're that kind of guy. Honestly, he's so generous.
I'm the guy who asked about benefits at Monster Court.
Okay, look at these lines. I know. Okay, go. Let's try and get through.
Yeah, I know. You always feel guilty about the lines.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and my question is for David.
Your name is Ryan?
Ren.
Ran.
Like Lauren, but Ren is the end.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Ren and Stimpy.
All right.
Thank you. My question is for David, and this refers to your panel yesterday about, David being either good, not you.
Catch being either good or bad.
Right.
And if you had the choice, would you continue on the path of a good person or go back to your evil side?
Like Dave Hayden Jones, like what he'd like to see Catch do?
Yeah.
Like my headcanon?
Yeah, or you could be like, you know, Switzerland. You could be like in the middle, you know.
Yeah, I love the idea of, I love him living in the gray, ambivalent, and sort of having this oscillation between good and bad, because I think that's more accurate to life anyways. I think no one's all good or all bad. And that's one of the genius things this show does, right? It lives in the gray all the time. I mean, even Dean's journey, like living in the gray. I would love to see a jealous moment happen with Catch seeing Bobby and Mary shacked up in a cabin. I'd love to see how that goes down. I'd also be really interested to know that if Catch is actually wanting to be a part of the Winchester family, at least collegially, not as like the stepdad, although I do, Mary, I do. Oh, yeah, good, I wanted a groan out of that. Someone's like, no, God, oh, please, no. No.
I just got sick in my mouth.
Stepdad Catch. But then I would also like to see, maybe after he breaks bad again, one final redemptive act where he goes out in a blaze of glory and actually saves the day. So again, this sort of like, and that would be his death. Like dead. No Rowena recharge. You know what'd be cool too? If he went to go get his charge redone from Rowena. Because I'd also love to see a Catch Rowena scene.
I'd love to do a scene with Ruth.
I know.
I'd love to do a scene.
I'll play with him.
I didn't do a scene with anyone, but I'd like to do a scene with Ruth. She's awesome. She's awesome.
Great question though, thank you.
Hi.
Hi,
How's it going?
it's good.
Awesome.
So my question's for both of you. And I was wondering, did you guys ever hear of or watch Supernatural before you auditioned for your roles?
Yeah, I definitely did. I put two people, you know, as an actor, if you don't go into the room to audition for something, you put people on tape. So you have a little camera or whatever. Like Chris is doing right now. Two, so Erin Carplook, a girl I did that show Being Erica with, I put her on tape and she did 2 episodes, I think. I can't remember, I can't remember the name of the girl she played. It was Ruby or something. No, anyway, but she did it, and then I watched a bit of the show when she was on it, and then my other buddy, Mark Ralston, who I worked with on a TV show, he had done it as well, and so I was aware of it and watched his episode too. So I watched episodes of it with friends in it before I'd actually been cast in the show, and I watched them more.
Yeah, you sort of get a little taste for everything when you're in Hollywood. You got to sort of know what the shows are. But then my roommate, when I was, still working Joe jobs and getting the tour on the ground, he was a huge fan. So I would always see him watching it. He was like legit following it, and then so I didn't tell him when I booked the role because I know he watches it 2 seasons behind. Like he'll just stream and binge it. So I didn't tell him I got the role on the show. And it was so fun to get that text that day, because he's in Portland now. He's like, Catch! Eggplant emoji!
That's awesome.
Great question, thank you. Thank you.
Hi. So first of all, I love you both. And my question is, what was your favorite part about playing your characters on Supernatural?
Everything. But again, the favorite question, but I'll give you one thing. Like, my second day shooting Catch ever was the grenade launcher scene. So, as a little boy growing up, you're watching James Bond and Star Wars and just action movies, and they hand you a real grenade launcher.
Yeah, we don't really have grenade launchers in Canada and Ireland, bro.
Exactly. There's that too.
You can buy them in Walmart.
Oh, it's true. And you're in a $500,000 Bentley and a $5,000 Hugo Boss suit, and you got a quarter charge, like legit charged, like grenade launcher, like it was legit charged, right? And you're just like, I'm living my dream, You're just like, oh my goodness, I'm doing make-believe for a living.
Did you have that thing with the suit when you were there? I had a similar suit my first day, and I had to walk through the bushes. I was like, oh Jesus, I'm ruining the suit. They're like, what are you doing, man? Will you act better? I said, but the suit. I was like, it's okay, there's doubles of them. I was like, there's another one? What? This is amazing. Yeah, like I had a similar experience. Like, my favorite day was my last day of shooting, I think. Because it was I don't know if it was my favorite, but it was just such a long day shooting that scene when Dagon comes. and there's loads of stunts involved, and it was a real complex scene to shoot. We were shooting till 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was in this cool kind of what was it? It was like a scrapyard, and it was cool. And we were all like working until the dead of night, and on this action sequence. So there wasn't a huge amount of dialogue. Oh, and what are those things called that the post-production do? That they did chupacabra for you?
Oh, the blooper reels, like the shaving, punting things.
Yeah. You know the one they did with the
12-point turn.
Yeah, and he does the Austin Powers turn.
Yeah.
Jensen actually was doing that on the day. It was so funny. Like at 6 o'clock in the morning, you're thinking, oh God, everyone wants to go home, and he's like just going. 1 minute. I was just brilliant. Like, and that's exactly to the question earlier on about the fun of the show. To have everyone breaking their stones laughing at 6 a.m.
If you haven't seen this blooper outtake of Jensen doing a 13-point turn in Baby, but like he's all fierce about it. I love how straight he's playing. He's like, I'm watching you.
Jared's like, Jared's getting here.
Don't. No, it's a great one. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi. My question is for David.
I gave that sexy high back.
I know.
Should have saved it.
Sorry, Patches.
I just wanted to know what one of your favorite things about playing catch is.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What's one of your favorite things about playing catch?
I heard laughter. I'm sorry, once again.
What's your favorite thing about playing catch?
My favorite thing?
Get baseball mitt.
Now we just have hecklers right here. There's just a heckler ball happening right here. I don't know. I mean, again, it's so hard for me. The challenge of it, the character, the world, all the amazing twists and turns they gave me. It really is like a dream role. So it's like every day I would get a script, or every day on set, it was just like a new challenge, a new joy. So I'm super grateful anytime they ask me to play. So yeah, all of it, really, it's true. You know, it stretched me, it challenged me, and then it gave me access to this incredible thing I never knew existed, which has just been extraordinary.
Yeah, it's hard to pick, right?
Oh gosh.
Hi.
Hi.
Congratulations on graduating. Okay.
Is this another Whisper video?
So, my question for you guys is, what kind of advice would you give to a high school graduate?
Well, first of all, congratulations on qualifying.
Thank you.
High school. Well done. Qualifying high school?
Well, sure.
I'll go back to my seat.
Matriculating. They say different words and...
Enjoy every minute of your youth, I gotta tell you. It's just don't rush into... Well, go to college if you want, but like just don't rush into growing up. I'm telling you, it's just... If I could spend my late teens and early 20s and to slow down that clock, I would. It's the best time of your life. It's the best time of your life for sure. And just embrace it and have a good time. I wouldn't put too much responsibility on yourself. Don't, go to college, I suppose, but, or not.
Or these days?
People went to college.
I don't know.
Neither of us use our degrees. Well, you do a little bit.
Listen, the idea of a fancy education, and believe me, I come from a family of academics with PhDs, okay? Very smart people.
What happened to you?
I know, exactly. Well, this is what I was going to say. Don't do drugs. No, but you know what, in all seriousness, like, definitely have fun, but I would say it doesn't matter whether school's doing it or anyone else, finding your own discipline that is a joyful discipline is key. Because no education is going to beat hard work and grinding it out. Like, really. I know a lot of smart people who don't know how to work hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nothing beats hard work and grinding it out. And as we know, to get here on this stage, there is a lot of hard work and discipline on a lot of no's.
Yeah.
So find your resilience and being tough, and finding the hard work that is pleasurable for you, even if it's the thing that you'd want to be. Like, for example, if you have to go work retail or you have to go clean toilets, just be the best at that, because it'll be good practice when you're the best at the job you really want to be.
Make your bed.
So, yeah, make your bed. So, that's all I got for you.
Thank you.
It's kind of simplistic, but it's true.
That's my mom bought me, oh, you're gone. My mom bought me this book when I was going to college, and it was like, it was called Life's Little Instruction Book, and it was a dad. Have you ever read it? It's amazing.
Is it
500 different things a dad.
Is it the Navy Admiral who wrote that?
I think it's for his son.
The Navy Admiral wrote it for his son.
And it's amazing. Yeah. And she went through it. It broke my heart. When she went through it and circled the ones that she thought were more pertinent for me. I'll leave it up to your imagination as to which ones she circled. But like, it's so important, and I cherish it still. Although now I'm thinking I don't know where it is. But it's important, as to that lady's question earlier on, that girl's question earlier on. Like, don't dwell on the shit, and don't give yourself too many pats in the back for the good things, because life just keeps going in circles. And look forward to the next moment without putting too much pressure on yourself.
You're here. Hi.
Hi, good morning, how are you? Or good afternoon, excuse me.
Good, thank you.
Hi, my question's for you, David. The first part of it was already answered about coming back from alternate world with Bobby and Mary and how you would feel. Is there a possibility that Ketch may find romance somewhere else? Over here.
Does the lady watch Christmas movies by any chance? Perhaps a single dad is coming to a neighborhood near you. I would love for Ketch to find love, of course. I mean, he's my baby. I love him. Even though everyone else hates him, I love him. I have to. I had a small part in helping build him, I hope. God, I would love for him. I still think he's got a boy out there. I think Lady Bevel's child is his.
Yes.
And imagine that, because we're dealing so much with the ideas of fatherhood right now in the season, right? Imagine if there was this tie back to Ketch finding out he's a dad. What's that going to do to his brain? Oh man, poor Ketch.
Poor Ketch, my arse.
Oh yeah. I figured I'd say bye.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm nervous. So my question is for both of you. It's if you've ever been pranked on set by Jensen, Jared, or Misha.
Well, the first one was him pranking me my first day, Jared, not understanding or pretending not to understand what I was saying. And then there was the fart noises in the car. Jared has an app on his phone.
Hey, I got the real ones, brother. I got the real ones.
He doesn't even need you.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's pranked every day. Like, every day. Yeah. There's something going on. I swear to God. Best job ever.
And if anyone in the room right now has not seen the Chupacabra outtake, you need to run to walk to the nearest internet portal and watch it. Just do Supernatural Chupacabra. Enjoy. Thanks for your question. I mean, it's a frat house in the best way on the funnest of days. So
yeah, absolutely. We could be here all day talking about different pranks.
Just telling stories.
Lisa, how are you?
Hi. I was wondering if you could tell us anything about your getting hurt a few weeks ago on set, or is it a secret?
Oh, me?
You.
Yeah, well, so Matt Cohen, the amazing Matt Cohen, directed his first movie. And I got to be in it. Everyone got to be in it. Wow, a lot of people got to be in it.
I got to have a little cameo. It was so fun.
And first of all, he's amazing. We all know that. But he is super amazing. He's going to be great. Like, it was really enjoyable. And I think I can tell you this because a lot of it's online already. I tried to beat up his wife. To give you, I know, right? Basically he did this as a vehicle for his wife. You know, he's amazing. What an amazing dude. He got a friend of his to write it, and she's this badass woman avenging, or trying to avenge. Anyway, without getting into the details, ruining it for everyone. So I get into this fight with her. I'm a bad dude. I get into this fight with her, and rehearsal.
Fuck you, band. Stupid fucking band. Show up doing your stupid
rehearsing
job.
the scene. I have Mandy's on the ground and we're kind of fighting and stuff, and the camera is right in my face. So we'd rehearsed it with a stunt guy the whole time, and we had all the moves down. But then when you add a camera into it, you kind of forget that the cameras might be in the way. So I turned my head really quickly and I just smashed it right into the camera, and it just blood went everywhere. But like a proper hero director, Matt goes, "You'll be fine. Come on, up you get." And it actually wasn't that bad. It looked bad at the beginning, but actually wasn't that bad. And it's going to be great, guys. You're going to love it. And thank you to anybody who donated to Mama Bear. It's really an ambitious, but hopefully successful project.
Amazing. Again, sorry we can't get to all your questions. Loud and swaying means we shut up. But Jacksonville,
thank you so much, guys.
Seriously.
Good job, everybody.
Amazing.
You know that you love them. Evan Ferguson, David and Joe.
Thank you.
Speaking of the boys are back in town, you were at karaoke last night. How many of you? What an epic night it was. It was super fun, super energetic. Jacksonville, you sent me off in style. Thank you so very much. And these two guys are right there doing it along with me, and they were fantastic, and they're even better today. Ladies and gentlemen, continuing with the Robert theme, it's Robert, Adam Ferguson, Robert, David, Hayden, Joe! Thanks, Robert. Robert. You guys were on fire last night. David, some of your dance moves were here. Not to be rivaled. And I gotta say, we do a pretty good job of like throwing a karaoke party, right? Like,
oh my goodness,
had them up at fever pitch.
Master.
I'm impressed with how many of them bounced back and are here right now.
I was just going to say, I didn't think the noise could get louder than last night, but you, in the middle of a Saturday afternoon, may have beat it. Unbelievable.
Well, usually in our usually if we knock it out of the park on a Friday night.
I think last night was a special occasion, though.
It was, but typically they kind of phone it in on Saturday morning. They're what we call in the business hungover, but
front and center.
No, here you are.
Can I be so bold as to ask you a question? After karaoke, did you guys have a meeting and said it's going to be jacket day tomorrow? We're doing the Blazers.
No, we just all woke up and felt classy.
Yeah.
We all had
it works.
Well, I did it for him.
Right.
Because I knew he was going to try and outdo me.
Also, this really downplays the bloat. So it really just kind of tucks it all in.
Close yours.
By the way, downplaying the bloat needs to be the title of your autobiography. Ladies and gentlemen, David M. Jones and Adam Ferguson.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Downplaying the bloat.
Good morning. Is it morning still?
Guys. Jacksonville, you are awfully kind and fun, and we're so excited to be wrapping up this year, this amazing creation year with you guys. So give yourselves a round of applause. It has been a whirlwind. It is almost our 1-year anniversary on tour, right? San Francisco.
Well, I didn't do San Francisco. I did Chicago.
Okay.
But isn't it great the way you just get this tour? Well, for me, being an Irishman, and you being a Canadian, half Welsh, quasi-Welshman, to tour all parts of America that you've never been to before.
It's incredible.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it's such a gift. Other than this family and this show, I mean, then to be able to do that as well, like we're so blessed. So we thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
That's our holiday gratitude.
Happy Christmas!
Happy Christmas. Happy Candle 8, I think, on Hanukkah.
No, that was a couple of days ago, was it?
Was it? Is it 8? 7 today?
7 today. 8 is tomorrow. Who's getting the big... What?
That's what I said. I was right. You're right today.
God. How many Jewish people do we have in the audience?
Hey.
What? No. Representing. But no one seemed to know when Hanukkah ended.
Secular.
Should you guys not be at temple right now? This is my temple.
Look, well, I think we have a line of questions now. Yes, let's go.
After you.
Should we do this? Should we do some questions? Hi, I'm David Hayden Jones. I play Arthur Ketch on Supernatural.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm just a Supernatural fan.
Fantastic.
Nah, you are just.
Take the just out of it. Take the just out of that.
Good morning, Caitlin. You rocked it last night. Well done.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. So, I don't want to leave Adam out like yesterday, so I have a question for both of you. So, for Adam, in season 12, episode 16, Ladies Drink Free, when Mick was with Claire and she told him to shoot her, what would have happened if he had shot her? And David, in season 12, American Nightmare, Ketch went and killed Magda, and I just wanted to know what was going on in his mind to where she deserved to die and why he had to kill her. And also, if...
Are you writing this down?
For the answer, please consult Supernatural wiki pages. We will be writing essays later. No, great questions. Great. I love the specificity.
What would have happened if I had shot Claire? Would have been a bloody mess. Catherine Newton's career would have ended. I don't know. It was a cool scene to do, actually. I remember that it was the question was what would happen if I shot Claire in season 12, episode 16. Yeah. And someone correct me there. No, I think I'm right. And I don't know. I think I would have probably gotten a lot of trouble from Dean. I think he might have ripped my arms off. But I really enjoyed doing that episode. There was a lot of she's a great actress to work with, Catherine. She gives it all, and it was just me and her and the two boys in that hotel room for quite a while. So I really enjoyed that scene. It's one of my favorite scenes to shoot. I don't know what would have happened. She probably, might have been a bad shot. I think that I fired the first gun I'd ever fired later on that day and shot the werewolf. So if I'd have shot her, I could have missed. But if I'd have shot her and killed her, yeah, I think that would have been... Mick would have died an episode early, I reckon, if that had happened.
Do you know? That would also change the whole spin-off too, wouldn't it? That would be weird. Might have gone with you. Too soon? Oh, too soon. Magda, that was one of those scenes where Ketch is getting so much hate right at the gate, right? But again, in Ketch's mind, he's a trained soldier, assassin, dogmatic, doing it for the old men and Dr. Hess, and a job is a job. And remember, in his mind, he doesn't have that gray at that time. He has a human is a human, is a monster is a monster. And he has his orders and he's gonna follow them out. So for him, it was basically cut and dry, cleaning up the Winchester's mess. Why didn't they do it? Why did I have to do it? And then I gotta be the bad guy. Everyone's gotta hate Ketch.
But you do it so well.
Because I'm just doing my job. God.
Did we answer that sufficiently?
I think so. We will submit our formal reports in the morning.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, guys.
Great question. Love the specificity.
Good morning. How art thou? Good afternoon, I should say.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Ketch. You're looking nice and clean this morning.
Hello.
I was wondering what sort of photo op we should do.
No, what sort of photo op we should do? Anything with you casting a spell on me. You're sort of in a nice cosplay. Do we have a name for this? Is this?
Diana? My cosplay? You should choose a name.
Jesus. What is that called, those videos online where it's MSMR, LMS, MNLP? She's like, and now we're gonna open the back. And you're gonna go to sleep. And I'm gonna cast a spell. Have you seen this stuff? Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh my God. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
There's a girl, like a young girl that's really good at it, and she's really famous for it.
Yeah. Well, did you know that they tried to make that porn? Have you heard this? They're trying to demonetize these because they think it's pornographic. Whispering into a microphone, so I guess I'm pooch.
Works for me.
I guess I'm going to jail real soon.
Good morning. How art thou?
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Okay, so my question is, because yesterday I asked how would you want Mick to be revived, so my question is, if he hadn't died, what would the effect be on the storyline?
Oh, it's
we'd be bickering like an old married couple, that's for sure.
I think like, I don't have no idea. It's a great question. It could have gone a myriad of different ways, but I suppose then revenge would have been the first thing Mick would have sought out. Like if he'd have shot me and missed or something, or if he hadn't have shot me. It all depended. If maybe he didn't shoot me, maybe we both turned on Hess and killed her. Maybe if you would have done this, and then gone and shot her.
There's still,
and then I turned around, I was like, oh, you got my back catch, you're my hero.
There's some people that still think that we faked it. That we faked it somehow.
I know.
Well, that's pretty hard to fake a headshot.
It would have been a pretty good fake. Look, I think it was pretty clear that he was siding with the Winchesters' ideology, and I think he would have done his best to kind of work with the guys for the future. I don't know how the demise of the British Men of Letters would have happened, and would they both have, you know, sided with the Winchesters
an internal revolt, take out Hess and the old...
I would love to have taken out Hess. I really would have loved to take out Hess. In fact, if you'd have shot Hess instead of me, I probably would have been still as pissed with you.
And don't forget, Hess/Andrew Dabb is the one who really killed you.
Yes. It was Dabb. I have a bone to pick with you, Andrew Dabb.
Yeah, blame him.
Thank you.
Good question.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So my question is for you, Adam, since you got neglected yesterday so much.
No big deal.
So, as we can see, American sliding into English can be easy, but how about sliding from your Irish accent into an English accent? Do you catch yourself going back and forth?
No, but a Cockney lady at my very first convention in Blackpool said that she picked it out immediately. And that really killed my soul. Well, you killed my soul, but I lived in London for 5 years when I was doing a play over there for about, and I just, you know, being in the proximity, and someone said actually when I was signing an autograph yesterday that they said that the Irish and the English accent to them sounds pretty similar. But to me it's infinitely different, you know. And I suppose as David stayed in the character the whole time, because just to make sure his accent was perfect, and it was absolutely perfect. I kind of liked being able to jump back and forth and in and out of it, because I felt comfortable with it, and then I felt I wasn't going to put too much pressure on myself, I suppose. But I think it was pretty good. I've listened back to it a few times, and I'm pretty critical of myself, especially when accents are concerned, because it takes me out of a movie if I'm watching Tom Cruise do an Irish accent in Far and Away. Oh my God. Like, he's my hero. He's an action hero. He's a movie star. I love Tom Cruise. But Jesus, what an accent. Oh, Jess, no. Come on, Nicole. We'll get up there now and build a farm. It's terrible. And it really takes you out of the movie, the performance, you know, and despite them being excellent actors, just sometimes you're like, oh, don't do that. So I found it okay. I found it kind of easier than, you know, I did a TV show last year in Norway called State of Happiness, or Lykkeland, to give it its native title. And I was playing a Texan. I was playing a guy from Wichita Falls, or Austin, Texas. And that was much, I had to do a lot of work on that. I got a voice coach for that, and had to do a lot of work on it because it's harder, I suppose. Be careful with what? Oh, I know. I'm trying. No, and you come out here and you can, next year at the convention, if you're here, you can just rid me. You can say that was shit.
The worst, you know, in my meet and greet in America, people from Boston and New England area, oh man, they will rip you a new one. If you try to do the Boston accent, oh my gosh. Like that is one where their ear just hears the fake right away, and it could just be like the minutia. But it's just like, they overdo it all the time. Everyone tries to do Southie, right? Yeah. Like, Harvard Yard, the retard, you know, all that stuff.
Don't get big, kid.
Yeah.
Didn't they give Ben Affleck and Matt Damon shit for doing bad accents and they're from Boston?
No, because, I mean, they were legit. I mean, they're Boston boys, right?
Well, I think, yeah, they're Boston boys, but I think they gave even
the Southeast, yeah. Well, I mean, it's the neighborhoods are real tribal down there, right? I mean, you're a Southie or you're not a Southie, right? I mean, that's the deal.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm nowhere near Southie, but I concur. Huzzah! Huzzah! Sorry. I was not being mean, I was just playing along, whoever that was. Hi.
Hi. My question is, what's your favorite behind-the-scenes moment from filming the show?
Favorite behind-the-scenes moment of playing the show? I'm going to give you the same answer that I gave everyone with the favorite question. I hate picking one because they're all just so, each day is unique and each scene is unique and each moment to moment is unique. But I got to say, and we've said this before, and this is not lip service or pandering in any way, this is one of the best shows to work on in terms of culture and an environment on set. I mean, it all comes down from the top. J2M, keep it fun and loose and friendly and collaborative and inclusive and welcome you incredibly day one, no matter who you are.
By taking the absolute piss out of you.
Yeah. Well, no, but that's when you know you're part of the gang, is when they start ribbing you and making fun of you and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and back to that accent that I was saying, that Jared pretended that he didn't understand me, because I was like talking to the boys like this, and then I went to put on my accent, and he was like, oh, we were rolling, and he goes, whoa, 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 cut, cut. No, actors, even leads on shows, don't call cut, ever, you know? And he's like, whoa, whoa, cut, cut, cut. What the fuck is he saying? And he's tied to a chair. I can't understand him. Can you, what's that? And I was mortified. I was like, is he taking a piss? And so, yeah, pardon the French. Yeah, so that's kind of, that was one of my favorite moments, and I just immediately, after I realized that he was joking, but he kept doing it. He did it like 3 or 4 times. No, I still can't understand the guy. And then you kind of feel that, oh, I'm actually, it's a real friendly community. Like there were moments, as David said, there are just so many moments to pick from. Every day it was a laugh, you know, someone was the butt of everyone's joke on any given occasion. It was brilliant. Really brilliant show to work on.
And everyone like plays along too. Everyone, like the camera people, the grips, everyone is having a laugh. I mean, it's one of those places where they're all taking the work seriously but not themselves seriously. And so that camaraderie sort of emanates through the whole family. And remember, this is kind of unheard of too. I think there's something like between 40 and 50 crew members